Oh, this is quite rather difficult. Basically, we're on. I'll just slate this. Okay, so first off, welcome guys. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Yeah, we just travelled yesterday and we're just sound checked.
Where did you come from? In touring terms, or did you come specifically?
No, we came specifically we came from Sheffield, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, by the way, this also has an audio version, so would you guys please introduce yourselves in terms of your own voice, really?
Yeah. Hello, my name's Klive from In the Nursery.
And this is Nigel.
Fantastic, and again, welcome. Guys, so you've been to Portugal before, haven't you?
We came on a tour, played 2 shows. Mm-hmm. And then we came back again to Leiria. Is that how you pronounce it? And that was about 10 years ago now.
Leiria, yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry, not to put you on the spot. Yeah, it's fine. I always say this, like, as long as you understand what the other person's trying to say, then it's fine. There's in terms of pronunciation.
So yeah, that was 10 years ago, and we played. Mm-hmm. I forget the venue, and we've always wanted to come back and play this in the castle. So we're really pleased to have made it this year.
And have you ever played in a castle in any shape or form?
Got to think now. We played in an old amphitheatre in Sicily.
Okay.
In Tindari. I'm trying to think of a castle.
Mm-hmm. No. We've done lots of shows in Germany, but not a castle. We've got one coming up next year in a cave in Germany. Mm-hmm. But no, it's the first castle.
Caves in Germany are classic rock and roll, really. It started with the Beatles, I think, with the cave in Hamburg, right? As far as I remember.
The cave was where you got the cavern in Liverpool.
Okay.
I think they played in Hamburg, just in a club.
Oh, that's why I'm mixing it up. I'm sorry. Yeah, of course.
All right.
There you go. Oh, the cavern in Liverpool. There you go. But it's not in Germany, is it?
No. No.
Not yet.
UK.
At least, as far as we know. What do you remember from Portugal 10 years ago?
I think my main memory is the people who organise it, the people who promote it. They're almost like one big happy family.
Oh, fantastic.
And that seems to spread out from the organisers to the audience. It was just, we got a great reception and we were treated really well.
Fantastic.
And so, yeah,
awesome.
It must be the Portuguese people.
It must be. For sure. We actually, the vibe over here is usually, well, you can't vouch for everyone, really, but the vibe is usually positive, really. Like, people are doing this out of passion, mostly, I think. Anyone related to music and the industry and organizing events such as these, like you've met Carlos, and he's very passionate, and we hope that you guys. Whenever you come to play over here, and everywhere really, that enjoy yourselves really, and even this show is made with the intent of the guests having fun really and enjoying themselves. So I think maybe there's a common.
I guess you can't go wrong when people come and see you and they enjoy seeing live music, and you've got weather like this and a place like this. You can't go wrong, can you?
Yep. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So you're playing in the castle tonight, and you've played in an amphitheater. It was possibly very old, I can imagine. So have you played in the nursery before?
No, we haven't. No.
It could be in the nursery. In the nursery would be a fantastic idea.
I know, we've missed out on that one, haven't we? 35 years of doing it, we haven't done one.
Well, it's about time. Yeah. So let's get on that. I don't know. Maybe I just joke. Just teasing. You guys have been very prolific in the forever, ever since starting, and it's been like 2 years, but and it's been like 4 years with if you don't count the soundtrack. But you guys are doing some new stuff. Apparently,
Yes,
I would assume. I mean,
It's 6 years since our last studio album, and it's really nice to come away now because we've just finished our new album.
oh, wasn't the calling wasn't considered?
It was. We didn't think of it as a studio album. It was more like a different type of project.
Okay.
So there was that. Then there was a House of Usher.
Okay. So since Blind Sound then.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys have you guys been in the studio and doing any sort of stuff?
We pretty much we live day to day in the studio, which is it's just our place of work where we go. So and I guess over the years you just take more time doing things. So we haven't rushed it, and we've had other projects to do. So yeah, it has taken longer.
What sort of projects, by the way? And so there's soundtracks, and do you guys do sound design, for instance? Because you would, right? Like
occasionally for some video projects. Yeah, there was a video maker, and we did a sound design for his film. Nigel also does a festival in Sheffield.
Oh, okay.
Which is once a year. That takes up a lot of your time.
What's it called?
It's called Sensoria Music and Film Festival.
Okay. It's always relevant asking like what's if you guys have new material.
Yes, well, it's a complete. We got a new album basically, which is done, and it's going to be coming out in November. It's called 1961, which has a lot of relevance to us because it's when we were born. It's the actual 1961 is strobogrammatic, so but you can turn it around. It's exactly the same.
Okay.
And that will never happen again until 6009.
Okay.
And the time before that was 161.
Can't remember.
Yeah. And we based it. We got a theme going from being inspired by things that happened in 1961. The Berlin Wall was created.
Yuri Gagarin went into space. So events from 1961 influenced lyrics and ideas for the album.
So is it going to be in terms of lyrics, are you guys going to use like samples and stuff like that as you have in the past?
On one track there are some samples, from the Soviet period.
Okay.
But the rest of it, there's lyrics inspired by some books that were written in 1961, like Solaris and Catch-22.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, wow, that should be really interesting. And
is it a double one because you're twins?
No.
Good one.
No.
Hats off to you.
Very good, but no, just a single album.
Single album. So, have you ever done a double?
Only with with the soundtrack. We did Hindle Wakes. That was a double.
It was a 2-hour soundtrack, so it needed the space.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of album themes, was Lingua based in any shape or form on the color of pomegranates and the poems of Sayat-Nova? Because I've seen some associations online, but then I tried to look it up and there was no info on this.
It doesn't ring a bell with me.
Because for some odd reason, like there's some stuff that comes up with the images of the movie, which is
if you don't know it, you will be the biggest
maybe
fans.
Done the video and put our music to it.
Did a video, and if you research the name of the album, the screen grab of the movie comes up, which is based on the life of Sayat-Nova, which was a 18th century Armenian poet.
Okay.
And the movie is the most beautiful thing. It's one of my top 3. So when I saw it online, I was like, is this even loosely based on? Right. I didn't know.
And she called my attention, exactly. And then I thought, well, Lingua is mostly like poems, really. So put to music, and
Poems from all different languages, and we sort of contacted people who we knew, but then we sort of put the word out as well. I mean, there's a Japanese, is it Croatian?
Serbian. That became somebody we knew in Mexico, and we also did the natural Mexican language as well. I forget what it's called.
Mayan. So, yeah.
Oh, Mayan. Yeah. It should be from Mexico. Yeah, for sure.
And then this lovely one from the north of Italy called Friulana. Friuliana, I think so.
Okay, from Friuli. Yeah.
So yeah, we got lots of fans in Italy. I think we tracked somebody down that we knew, and he did he do some recording for us? Yes, he did. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. But I was curious because it's all poems. It could be adaptations of those. I mean, but
in terms of what that particular movie is, it's basically stills with an interpretation of each poem and with scenes of an imagined lifestyle that the poet had.
Okay.
So I think it kind of connected a little bit to your aesthetic of like things sounding like movies, music sounding like movies, and the two things connecting. So that's why I wondered if there was a particular connection to that. I think you'll particularly enjoy that one movie.
Google it or give us a link. Yeah.
I'll continue a link or something. Yeah, for sure. It's my sister's been going on about this movie for years now, and I haven't checked it yet. I know about it, and I've read about it, but I haven't watched it yet because it's not too easy to find, really.
It's not too easy to find, and it's like 3 hours and a half long or something.
Exactly.
But the director is Russian, and so it's a whole aesthetic of that area. Really, it's not in the slightest a Western kind of view on either poetry or aesthetics, really.
You guys, but here's our tip for everyone watching and for you guys as well. So, and apparently because someone did something very just put something to something, I guess, and then something comes out of it. Speaking of video, so there's a video of you guys on YouTube that's Deus Ex Machina, and not much else really in terms of video. You guys do any video work or have done, and it's not just up online yet or something?
We did one for, was it Blind Sound? We did one for Artisans of Civilization. There's a video we made.
But it's not on YouTube though, is it? Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't bump into it then. Maybe algorithms.
Yeah, and there's quite a few others. When we first started in '83, when the first album came out, I was at art college and I put together lots of videos. So the first 6 songs on the mini LP were put to video. Yeah, we had videos for them.
Then it's just a total opposite of my perception then, apparently.
But since then we haven't really been into that sort of mode of promoting our music with a sort of video.
Sure.
Sort of almost want the music to stand for it on its own.
Oh, for sure.
And then totally likewise we did with the silent movie. We did the music to match up with the films.
Totally know what you mean. Again, I've said this actually not on the show necessarily, but in personal conversation. Like music first and foremost, then related art forms such as video or whatever else or album sleeves and stuff like that, and. In terms of priorities in the music industry or business or whatever you want to call it, but music first and foremost, albums and live shows, and then other sorts of artwork, and then fun chats such as this one, really. But so we are third on the list, guys, but still. called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you've dedicated yourselves to art, be it music or whatever else you do, because you heard something or read something or something happened to you that made you go like click and say, oh, I want to do that forever. Did you guys have that? Probably, I don't know, did you guys have that, and if so, what was it?
I'm trying to think back. I mean, I could date it back to when I went to art college in '79. But the reason I wanted to go to art college because I wanted to paint originally, but then you go to art college and you find there's so many other things to do, video, film, music, and we all started making music. So I'm trying to think we wanted to start and create and do things was punk, I guess, and Joy Division, which came out of punk. So it's that made us go out and say we can do this. Anyone could do it. And this it's inspired us to create. So yeah.
So it's basically.
I would say it was the music, the punk movement and the ethic. Anyone could do it. That made us go and do it ourselves.
So it's basically the that sense of freedom really that it gave you, and the accessibility as well.
Freedom because you could do it. You could see that other people did it themselves for very little money, and you could do it as well. You didn't need to be manufactured or put through into it was open to everyone.
But not necessarily against. Well, at the time I don't know how it felt, but I wasn't even born yet. But wasn't necessarily against prog or something, was it? Like, did you guys? Was that?
No, not really, because I mean we were listening to things like Groundhogs and Thin Lizzy before punk came along, and I think it's just a sort of like a snap thing. It's just that made you want to pick up a guitar and do something.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, I always remember. I mean, I was learning bass guitar at the time, but I always remember hearing I was listening to the radio, John Peel playing Shadow Play by Joy Division. I just was entranced by the bass line, and I wanted to know how to play it and it's just one of my favourite bass lines.
So it got into it.
It carried me on. I was learning bass at the time, but
absolutely,
that propelled me on. Yeah, it kept me going.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so lovely. Thank you. We just need a portrait. Cheers.
And it's another double brother.
Oh yes, we're brothers as well. So.